So it used to be that way before, but I think this is a good thing because we need to know how it's happening, who it's happening to, and what is involved.
But are there shenanigans? Because the argument is that judge a journalist by his actions, not by out of context conversations. Now, a channel has been attacking Raja, editor has been attacking Raja. Why then accuse them of actually being complicit in getting Raja the portfolio?
Sagarika, I think almost every newspaper, almost every channel has found something wrong with the way Mr. Raja presided over the Department of Telecommunication. That's a fact. Why single out one or the other? Secondly, you know, in this unholy nexus between business and politics, earlier it was the bureaucrat who used to facilitate this process. Now journalists are also playing their bit role in this thing. You know, the problem with a lot of us journalists, it's very easy to massage our ego. You know, it's easy for us to have these delusions of grandeur. Journalists come into contact with individuals who are rich, who are powerful, so they believe they're almost as influential as these same guys. So they suffer from these delusions. But what is cannot be denied, and I'm very happy all this muck is out in the open, you know, and despite the routine denials which you keep hearing from here and there, I don't think most people are seriously questioning the authenticity of the recordings. They may be questioning the context. But wait,
but a working journalist,
one minute. The income tax department, an official of the income tax department, after obtaining the permission of the Ministry of Home Affairs, tapped Miss Radia's phones. And all this happened some years ago. But the tapes are now out in the open. You can hear them. And I really wonder, in the individuals who've been named, they are saying that, no, it's not my voice. Or Miss Radia, I don't think she's saying it's not my voice. I think they have to find a reason, you know, after all they're shown in rather poor light in these conversations. They have to say, no, they have taken out bits and pieces of this conversation. It's been taken out.
No, but what do you think it shows then? What do you think it shows? Do you think it shows that the corporate lobbyist is successfully influencing the media?
One moment. Corporate lobbies depend on a host of individuals to gather information, among whom are journalists. Some journalists, as I said, delude themselves into belief they can also
But a corporate lobbyist is not an agent of Lucifer. A corporate lobbyist is a perfectly legitimate entity who may be presenting his point of view of his company.
And Sagarika, not all journalists are so-called watchdogs of society who are adversaries against those in positions of power and authority.
And you think they have lost that role?
Many of them are lap dogs. Why lost their role? They are lap dogs. They're poodles of those in positions of power and authority. And very often,
many of these lobbyists are not actually talking about gathering information. They're actually attempting to influence the course of events, which is also within their remit. Let's understand. So that is what they're there for.
It's interesting when you hear the totality of conversations, not just the conversations that Ms. Radia has with journalists, but those with politicians, those with industrialists, that there is an iterative, ongoing process, and we have been privileged enough to patch into a small section of that. And this process involves one of trying to influence political course of events, and she's not the only one doing it. There are references, for example, to a rival corporate group and his publicist working with some other channel.
No, but Siddharth, you know, I want to come down to it. A corporate lobbyist exists all over the world, right? They exist to present their company's point of view.
Except
you could argue that Ms. Radia is doing her job very well. She is giving her company's point of view.
The difference here is that if you, Ms. Radia is the PR person for Mukesh Ambani and Ratan Tata, well known, right? If you're a business journalist and you want an interview with either of these two gentlemen, she's the primary point of contact.
She's the access controller.
For that, right?
She's the gatekeeper.
But I wonder, to what extent, I mean, if she has emerged as a broker and as a representative of the DMK in cabinet formation and is showing an inordinate amount of interest in portfolio,
that's precisely
alarm bell should go off somewhere, right?